Namaste.
Ale.
Yes, Francesco Gabbani, the Eurovision 2017 favorite, has had his first rehearsal. Let's go around and talk about it. Are you ready? Let's do this. Oh, Francesco, ciao bello, how I love this song and how high my expectations were. Not gonna lie, during the first run through, I was slightly underwhelmed. The LED at times, you know, it has a dark background, the floor is dark, he's wearing a dark suit, so he would disappear. But thankfully there are explosions of color. We see hands doing the namaste. We see other Indian influenced designs. You know, he has umbrellas flying across the stage when he says singing in the rain, and they seem to have henna in them. We see Buddha himself seated there. It's very funky, almost psychedelic. You see the famous drawing of evolution of man, you know, little monkey to tall man, in rainbow colors. It's all very happy and bright. I think the camera angles were off on the first run through, so it was too far back and he was disappearing, but they improved that with subsequent run throughs.
I really liked it from the very beginning, but there was lots of mistakes. To start off with, he was looking over there. The camera was there. Basically, for the first run through, he was looking anywhere but at the camera. And then it ended up at one point where he was over there on the stage and he was supposed to be dancing by the monkey, and he had kind of legged and the monkey had already started dancing. But they kind of ironed out those kinks by the time the second run through and the third run through. And I can still see it winning. The staging, you were saying it was a bit too colourful. I thought it really stood out. It was the first one that gave me winners vibes, because I was blown away by Armenia, but I don't think they're a winner. I think Italy's staging is a winner's staging.
I think that there were a lot of problems still existing in this even after that final run through, and this is coming. I love the song. I gave it my highest wiwibloggs score. I adore this song. I want it to win, and yet looking at that, it doesn't make me think that it's going to win. It almost felt soulless at times. Like every time I want to feel happy, I go back and I watch the Sanremo performance. That didn't make me happy. It didn't make me feel anything, actually. It just made me feel like, oh, Italy's on, okay. There were a lot of camera cuts which are completely wrong, so you miss the entire first time when he starts doing the arm wave dance, it cuts away into a wide shot. When the monkey first appears, cuts away to a wide shot. There's just way too many wide shots, which actually make him look like he's alone, even though he has backing singers on stage. The LED has the gorilla doing the arm dance, but it's completely out of time with what they're doing. So again, that's a bit of a contrast. Like, there's good elements in here, certainly. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say that that is going to win Eurovision in this current state.
It's quite busy. I think what I liked about the Sanremo performance is it was a little pared back and he stood out, whereas there's so much going on here, it's sometimes hard to focus, and they can improve that with the camera angles, and they did, because by the third take, they were focusing more on him, so you saw less of everything else going around, and I enjoyed that more. And so presumably they will go to the green room and do some more of that and say, okay, it's important to have color and pops, but this is maybe too much. Please.
One thing that was ironic was that it had so much color, but yet when the gorilla came out, he was against a black floor and a black backdrop, and you couldn't really see him. Like, while I really like it, the storytelling of explaining why the gorilla is there isn't clear if you haven't been following the process. They do have the evolution of man, but it's a tenuous link.
Because there's so much colour before and after that, you kind of miss it, actually, because they're in rainbow colours, but there's so much colour everywhere else in that performance. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's where that bit was, okay.
Yeah, I didn't like the yin and yang. It was black and white, and it almost seemed out of place next to all the other colorful elements, and it came out of nowhere. And because this seems very Indian in design, but isn't yin yang more Eastern, like China, etc.? It seemed conflictual. However, I thought that he was really selling it. He was very funny. His expressions were great. He looked very happy. He was being cheeky. He was grinning. All of that's very good. But I must say, I still think this is likely to win, but it's not as obviously the winner in the current state. But they will tweak this, no doubt. They're a smart team, because obviously moving to this stage is going to have complications when you come from the Sanremo stage. So I'm not being pessimistic. I still think this is the winner. I just think they will. I know they will improve this for the next run through.
I'm completely in the same boat. They have to make those changes if they want to win. But every act that we've said is in contention, Bulgaria, Portugal, they all have changes to make too. So it's not as if Italy are bottom of the class.
Oh yeah, no way.
I don't know whether do Portugal really need to make that.
They need a singer.
Well, they need the actual singer,
that would help.
But I think, you know, in comparison with some of the other first rehearsals, Portugal were better, Armenia were better, Romania certainly were better in the first rehearsal if you want colourful and fun.
It's interesting, Romania is brighter,
Yeah.
and yet for some reason it worked better. And I think it's because they didn't have black, so the artist never disappeared, whereas he seemed swallowed, which is unfortunate.
But I would say, like, This Is Us, the majority of the people in the press room seem to really love it. There were people clapping along, so maybe we're just cynical or we're completely knackered.
We just have such high expectations, because we want this to do very well, and we think it will do very well.
And I do want it to win.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it still will. As long as it makes the fixes. In any case, that is what we think. What do you think? Are you excited to see how they have translated Occidentali's Karma from San Remo to Kyiv? Let us know here on wiwibloggs.
Namaste, Ale, subscribe.
And give us your karma, give us your comments all in the comment section below.
And we will see you later. Bye!